Hello, everyone. I want to tell you this. This is DARYL GUBERMAN, the CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. We've been open for 13 years. We also are an ISO registrar that issue ISO certifications, all different companies, and for all different flavors of ISO derivatives. Today, we understand that Boeing is going through some rough times, and I sent a 42-page document to each one of those board members. I'm a shareholder, and they never had the decency to write me back, and that was since July. Some people will use the excuse, because of the impending strike, we couldn't get back to you. That's bullshit, okay? As a shareholder, you should have done something. You should have replied some way, somehow, but you didn't. This document was either to become the CEO or to become the head of quality. I think the head of quality would be more beneficial because that is where I sunk my teeth into for 40 plus years, 13 years only my own business. I could turn their quality around, Boeing. But what I want to tell you is that with a man such as Robert Kelly Ortberg, or Kelly Ortberg as he calls himself, he has 348 souls contained inside of his soul. And I must tell you the story about the DYBBUK. Yes. I can still hear the woman when I was July 18th, actually June 18th, I could still hear the woman in the David Calhoun presentation or inquisition in Washington on Capitol Hill saying, "You killed my daughter, you killed my family." And yes, and David Calhoun is going to probably be getting $45 million in December. IAM 751, before I continue my video, you should tell the board, since they're not responsive to me, I'm sure they're going to say all kinds of things. They're going to be very unresponsive to you. After all, the board members there seem like their professionalism, and some of them are former military people, which really sheds a black eye on our military responsibilities and how our country is going. Honestly, for them not to respond. My dad was former Air Force radar operator, okay? But let me continue about the DYBBUK that will be haunting Boeing until they get rid of Robert Kelly Ortberg. DYBBUKS, or DYBBUK, is a malicious spirit in Jewish folklore that is believed to possess a living person's body, controlling their actions. DYBBUKS are thought to be the souls of the dead who have become dislocated, and they are said to leave the body once they have achieved their goal. This can sometimes happen after being exorcised by a religious ceremony, but there is no ceremony that could release the 348 souls who cry out every day because they were needlessly killed by a technology that all Boeing had to do was tell the pilot to turn off the switch. As far as, maybe I'm incorrect, but this is why Boeing will not come out of their hole. Yes, you may be laughing. You may be saying, this guy's an idiot. But yes, it is a fact in a sense of the word. He gets in 1 month and the company goes on strike. He has the audacity to buy a $4.1 million house in the face of all this, spitting at all 32,000 people that reside on the IAM 751. I don't make any bones about it. I am a shareholder. I would not fly on a Boeing because if they do not get DARYL GUBERMAN in there in some capacity, yes, I am sure you've looked at my YouTube channel. I am sure you think this guy is crazy. But you know something? That is not it. You know something? Igor Sikorsky said, it is the individual that makes the difference. The individual, more so than the team. We do this because we care. We do this because we know the function. We know what we need to do to get the company up and running and jogging and moving ahead. Because Robert Kelly Ortberg, he was the CEO of Rockwell Collins, where they developed, manufactured, and implemented the MCAS system on the 737 MAX that killed 348 people total on the Ethiopian Air and Indonesian Air. The DYBBUKS that reside within inside of his soul cannot be cleansed because he brings that. And he may be smiling, but these people will not smile. These people are going to destroy Boeing within inside of his soul. And I know it's kind of strong. I know it's kind of voodoo-ish, so to speak. But it is not. Facts are facts. My mother had always said to me that all our lives are in a book, page by page. You could change those pages a little bit, but you can't change them because God placed that history of you in that book upon the time you are born, and the book unfolds. I leave this here for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not hear DARYL GUBERMAN being put into some capacity into Boeing and be able to lead them out of this trench, if the board does not do anything with Robert Kelly Ortberg, the company will not succeed. It is a $214 billion company. Remember that book, Too Big to Fail? You know, and also it was told about Boeing, Too Big to Fail. In 2009, Boeing was made FAA. They were made an agency to agency. They did not have to tell anyone about the implementation of MCAS. They did not have to tell anyone about new aircraft designs. That's why I was there April 17th supporting Sam Salephour. That is why I stood up under my own beliefs, because my belief is a quality product. Do you know what they had done? Those two pieces of paper that I hold up in the picture, look me up, DARYL, D-A-R-Y-L, G-U-B-E-R-M-A-N, Guberman, G-U-B-E-R-M-A-N, Boeing, B-O-E-I-N-G, DARYL GUBERMAN. Enter me, hit images, and you will see me. Those two pieces of paper illustrate Boeing's relinquishing quality to two pieces of paper for 22 years of neglect. They did not inspect fully all of their suppliers, because I would, as a shareholder of Boeing, like to look into their paperwork. Because remember this, ladies and gentlemen, if Boeing can't pull out a most recent documentation of inspection for that door that popped from the Alaska Air, we never hear anything about that. Nobody says, we found the paperwork. They still can't find it. Do you think they're going to have critical paperwork? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to leave it here, ladies and gentlemen, because remember this. I already told you what Mr. Ortberg has in his soul. Other souls. And they will haunt him all the way through. And he will be the next one to be inquisitioned by Richard Blumenthal as the chairman on the DHS. If they don't right the ship, and only DARYL GUBERMAN, and I say this humbly, I say this honestly, and I say this with what most people do not have, integrity. That's what I say it with. 203-556-1493. And I thank you.